Because that's the thing, we want the money coming our way.
Yeah.
But we need to talk about it. We need to like get it out into the light. Mums are categorically the most productive people in the world.
1,000%.
Yeah, exactly. With pensions, they're like these like unsexy beast things that's like, no, pensions are cool. Pensions investing.
Pensions are cool.
It's like,
Like even like the other day, I got a job offer. But then it's like, do I tell them I'm pregnant or do I like just say I'm fat? Like,
my son, like he's really into cars. He goes, Tesla, I want a Tesla. I'm like, so how are you going to get a Tesla? And he goes, solve people's problems. That's what you do. Yeah.
We're so excited to have Bex here with us today. We have many things that we want to talk about. Financial freedom, starting businesses, empowering women. Tell us about Mums Who Build.
Yes. Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited. So I co-founded a community, because it feels like everyone has a community nowadays, but it is, called the Mums Who Build, which is otherwise known as the Mob. And we are all about enabling mums to build the life they want in motherhood, not the one that society puts on you. So it's like very much about how do you take control of the things that you want to do. And we focus on well-being because you need to put your oxygen mask on first. If you're not 100%. Full of energy and feeling good, you're never going to be you're never going to be able to do the stuff you want to do. So that's number one. And then we look at like connection, so connecting to people who are like your tribe, like whatever stage you're at, whether that's like pre-kids, maternity leave, or like building businesses, navigating careers. We're all about getting people together and learning from one another. And then the last bit, which is the meaty bit, is the money. Because that's the thing, we want the money coming our way. But we need to talk about it. We need to like get it out into the light. And like there's so much stigma attached to that. And there's so much pressure around money and motherhood and parenting. Because like you can't do it for free. You cannot do it for free.
Keep it coming.
Exactly, when you're trying to like keep another human alive. So we're all about empowering mums to be like confident with money, even if it's not coming in your way. If you are taking some time out, that doesn't mean you can't take hold of it and share the load and learn and build, because when it does come back, you're going to be in the best money habits and have so much more confidence of what to do with it at that point.
Because you're so right, this stuff isn't really spoken about, like how to manage your finances and
There's wicked like social media groups about how to save money, like because our natural disposition is to like protect the money we've got versus grow the money. So there's loads of like mum hack, put your breast milk in the freezer, it will save you money or stuff like that.
If you don't have the money, then what are you saving?
Exactly. Like you've got to think about like making it work for you and growing it and advocating for yourself to go get that raise or how to pitch and like put your prices up, that type of thing, because otherwise it's never going to come back in. Like you're going to be on the back foot and you want to then be able to know what to do with that money.
It's so timely, right? Because it's I think we've like had this discussion before, and it's such a hard thing to do, to put yourself first, because going on maternity leave, I felt like even though I had like savings and redundancies and all of that type of stuff, I genuinely felt like I lost this like sense of independence. Like all of a sudden I came reliant on somebody. And it just never really like, there was so much value in like finance for me at that point. And I just feel like there's a lot of shame, like having been like a higher earner, loved being on maternity leave, loved that, but then not being in that position now. So this conversation is so timely because guys, if I could weep over this microphone, I'd be weeping over this microphone. But unfortunately, I cried all my tears out this morning.
Nice.
So there's nothing
Get
left.
them out.
Get them out. Let's talk about it.
Left. I mean, Kate's heard this all the time because, like, I don't know if a lot of people know, but Kate and I have been building a business that is an AI parenting tool.
Hey, Junie.
Which is needed, and it's been amazing, and it's been the most magical journey. And I think for both of us, Kate can speak to this, I've never felt so purposeful in my life, but I also could have never done it if I wasn't a mum. Not just because of the context of what we're building, but of who I am. Right? But it has been
Don't cry.
No, I'm not going to cry. It has been one of the most, I might get a bit teary, it has been one of the most challenging things I've ever done, because I feel like motherhood stripped me, and then starting a business while being a mum, and then everything going on financially has also stripped me. I feel like I'm at the bare bones of like learning how I want to value money or deal with money, or even to the point of like, it's just been so fucking hard.
You are so mentally resilient though. You have all these hurdles thrown at you and you just keep bouncing over them, and it's amazing to watch.
So it'd be like so interesting to just like hear your thoughts on starting a business, being a mother, I guess finding that balance, right? Like going back to part-time work to then pay for a business. So money's coming in, money's going out. We've got childcare, we've got all of these types of things. And also just the context of starting a business whilst on maternity leave. Is that just is it just bloody mad? But I know there's a lot of women who become mums and then go.
There's a lot of successful businesses that are based off what you've just said. And nothing comes easy, right? We were talking about this the other day. So although it seems crazy to you to build it now, it's probably, and you were saying it's so purposeful now, it's probably the best time to do it because you've got that drive, whatever that's coming from, whether or not you're crying for 4 days or not, you still have. You are very resilient though, but you still have that get up and go to push through.
I think it's the drive to survive. I think it kicks in
completely. And I think when you have a kid, there's this terminology of like, oh, it broke me. It doesn't break you. It breaks all the stuff you've built up around yourself off. So you're like naked. Do you know what I mean? It's like your core is exposed.
The titties are out.
Yeah, exactly.
Naked attraction. Literally, it's naked attraction all over again.
But that core is your value system, and it changes when you have a kid. Like what you valued before, it might be different afterwards. But once you get that so clear when you've got your baby on the outside, you are lasered in on it. And it's like the spare time that you do have, you're only going to use it on the stuff you're really passionate about, because you can like fuck off the friends that you don't get stuff from, like get rid of the stuff in your house that you just don't care about anymore, like clear it out and only spend your time doing the stuff that really matters to you. And that's where like if a business idea comes to you, you're just like, that is it. I want to help and I want to go for it. And you only have tiny amounts of time, but you smash it. Like mums are categorically the most productive people in the world.
1000%.
Exactly.
Seconding that.
Exactly. It's like you have this slither of time and you make so much out of it if you want to. Like if your slither of time is where you need to protect your peace, do it. But if what we were saying a little bit earlier is like, if you have an ambition and it's like at the top of your agenda, don't feel guilty about going and getting it done. So like that's why when you've had this like super clarity come to you about the business you're doing, you are just fired up in those moments that you do have the energy, you are going after it. And it's like the kid is the fire that you're just going to keep doing it for, because that's their legacy then. Like you're building the future for them, definitely.
I think you just need to be able to give yourself the space to know when you want to go for it and when you need to pull back as well. That's kind of the rhythm we're trying to find, isn't it?
And you've got to have almost between you two, you've got to have like a signalling system that's like it's a communication, it's a relationship thing.
We're pretty good at communicating.
I think we're pretty good at communicating because like, and it's not always easy, right? Like when I'm having to say to Kate, babe, I just don't know if I can put the money in this month. And then it always works out that I can. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's not an easy conversation. Those conversations aren't easy to have with a business partner. But I treat Kate how I would treat Liam, because setting up a business is just the same as having a child together. Like you are linked together.
It's the same as having a family. It's like having a business. You've got to treat it the same. Like you've got to be hyper organised. You've got to like protect people's like space. If you need time, go and do that, because then you come back and you have more energy to go after the big stuff again.
But I've really struggled. I've really struggled with, especially now, like the finance and the savings like starting to run out, and like be at that pivotal point of being like, babe, can I have some money? And I've never had to like rely on a man before. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like even this morning I was like, oh babe, can I take your card so I can catch a train? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I just bursted out crying, and I felt so degraded. And I know there's no shame in that. And like at the same time, I feel so unconditionally loved by someone. But the finance side of it has been a gut kicker for me.
And I think it's the value piece. Like money's so easy to quantify. It's like numbers on a page. So when that goes, you have to reprogram your idea of value, and it's like time, it's energy. Both of you need to put in time and energy for yourself, for your kid, for your businesses. And so it's like reprogramming it. And one thing, like, because I completely resonate with all of what you've just said. Like, I set up a business when I was on my first mat leave, and then the mob was my second idea. And it's been a whirlwind of like just crippling like paralysis at times where you just are like, ugh. But the one thing that really helps is going long term, like that zooming out and being like, in 5 years' time, it's going to be a different kettle of fish. And so like you stop the freeze then, and you go, okay, that's cool. Like, I know we've got the plan to get there. It's just about the steps today. And that really helps when you do feel like the walls are closing in, like zoom out. And talking to Liam about it, or talking to partners or whatever. It's like, if you are sharing the load in different ways now, the pendulum swings at some point in the future. Like, me and Rich always talk about, he wants to go and jump and take a risk in like 5-10 years time, so I'm working really hard to get to the stage where he can go do that. So it's about that swing, because it always changes.
And Liam definitely sees that. Whenever he speaks
I mean, there's been
to
times
Liam,
where I'm like, am I just doing the wrong thing? And he's like, you will not give up.
No.
Like, I've got you. And I'm
we are
like,
doing the right thing. We are
I
doing,
think,
we are doing the right thing.
This is the other thing that pisses me off about this bias that mums get. It's like, entrepreneurship is all about flexibility, adaptability, and resilience. You tell me another human on this planet that doesn't have all those characteristics that is like a mum. That's it. And so when mums get the like shit thrown at them from like legacy thinking and old boys in old clubs at work, I'm like, no. That person is the right person in the right role. She will fly for your business. And I really like Scott Galloway, do you know, Prof. G. He talks about this all the time, because his company that he sold when he was like 40 or something, he categorically puts it down to hiring mums, because they were the most productive people that he brought in, and they just nailed growing value for him. And it's like, that's what you've got to do. Get the mums in, because they will do it.
So true.
Can I ask you a question about, so my husband has just opened a restaurant, and so he works 7 days a week. Ash and I are starting this new business, so I'm now trying to carve out time to do that. I'm 32 weeks pregnant and I have a toddler. How...
You're mental.
What?
That's what I
both.
Are there any like actionable like tools or advice you can give on like how to balance that family dynamic alongside work?
I basically look at my family like that, like a business. It's like you have to think of yourself as an organisation in the way it's like shared calendars. If it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. But book time in for you in that calendar. Like, treat yourself as exactly the same, which is like, if he needs time away and has a bit of spare time, he puts it in the calendar.
Which I really struggle with. And I think we could probably all speak to that a little bit, is when you're the mum of a family, you're managing everyone else. You want to make sure everyone has their time, and you tend to slip behind quite a lot. So it's really tough, right?
There's a lot of like,
you feel like you're asking for it as well. Like, I shouldn't have to. I mean,
I don't want to say thank you.
Or,
I don't want to thank you for looking after us.
Our partners will probably say, well, then don't. Like, you shouldn't either. But there is just this internal dialogue you have with yourself. Like, I don't feel like I deserve that time because I have so many things to do. So how do I do it?
It's just having a tough conversation with yourself and being like, I've got to do this for me. Because when you start to feel it, when you take that action and you start to feel like the joy, the happiness, the space afterwards, it gets easier to do. But it's that first initial time you do it.
So selflessly, I suppose.
Exactly.
Advocating for yourself, as you mentioned earlier.
Like, working out, that is not, that is actually for your family. Because if you go and do some exercise, if it's just some walking or like whatever it is that's the right thing of exercise for you, it fuels you to have more energy to do something else and like be there for your family. If you're running on fumes and you've got no energy and you're eating shit and you're just like, this is crap.
I feel like when you got your alone time and going back to the gym, I feel like especially after having Ezzy, I feel like you were just like, I don't know, there was just something about you that shifted. Do you know what I mean? Like you're so like giving as a mum. And I remember when you started getting back into that zone, you were just so like, I feel like I'm just getting back to myself.
Self-care.
Yeah.
I feel like that when that happens, it's like, oh, it's me.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a reminder of like
The
who
glimmers
you are.
come back. Yeah, yeah.
And then once you like capture that feeling, you're like, oh, I don't want to let that feeling go.
It's addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
definitely.
really is.
Yeah.
And then it like manifests into so
Yeah.
many other things.
Yeah.
It transforms into so many other things in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
It's funny being pregnant because like even like the other day I got a job offer for something, and there was this like embarrassment of the fact that I was pregnant, and potentially could I do it? Could I not do it?
Did they know you were pregnant?
No, they didn't know you pregnant. I didn't know I was
Okay.
pregnant either.
I was about to commend them, be like, yes.
No,
hi.
no, they don't know. So now I have to like now
Yeah.
I have to try and now I would love to take the project on, but
Yeah.
then it's like, do I tell them I'm pregnant or do I like just say I'm fat? Like,
But no,
Don't feel bad.
No, but you see what the problem is there? Like, we're
Yeah.
actually asking, because I've done that before as well.
you
You're
go.
going, is it okay that I'm pregnant like
is
that?
it okay?
You shouldn't
I
have to
don't
ask the
know
question.
why.
It's the
No.
sad thing.
That's the sad
Yeah.
thing.
That
Why
is
do
the
we
sad
feel shame
thing.
about it?
Like,
Because people
think
put
it's
it on
because
us.
there's so much negativity in the news.
Yeah.
Like all you hear is penalty, bias, da 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 da, and it's like no. We have to like kind of ignore that stuff and just
Yeah.
navigate your path, but it's
Yeah.
terrifying.
It's terrifying.
terrifying.
And also, you as a professional, you want to do a really good job.
100%.
So you're like, I want to nail this.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
like,
it's
am
a
I going to
new
be punished for
scenario.
being pregnant?
Exactly,
Which is awful
yeah.
to even think
Yeah.
of.
And
Because
I know that like after, like because there's one more responsibility that I'll smash it even more.
course
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah.
But then it's like you're walking into it and you're like, yeah, I am pregnant. Like, are you supposed to say something? Are you not supposed to
Yeah.
say something?
I mean, you have no legal right to.
No, you have no legal right to like.
They don't. You don't have to tell
yeah.
them
No, you don't.
because they
but-
should not be hiring you because you're pregnant.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, people are people.
what
And you
But-
need the trailblazers, right?
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
people like you to step up to do it. I'm not saying if it's not the right time for you, go do it. I'm just saying the more people that do, the more people behind us will see it and will
Yeah.
go for it and be
Yeah.
like, well, she did it. She did it. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes. But it's terrifying when you're first through the traps.
100%. It's like in the music industry, like when Rihanna turned up and she was pregnant, or when Beyonce was performing pregnant,
Yeah.
and
People
and then
were
it
like-
switched everyone's
It did
opinion.
switch.
Whereas, like in the 80s, when you were in the music industry, 90s when you're in the music industry,
no,
women
yeah.
would hide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you would
Because
not
you'd
see
be
that.
shelved.
They would
Yeah,
hide.
yeah,
quickly be
yeah.
shelved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is really sad, but also that's something that I would think about, because I'd be like, if there's someone else going for the job, are they going to get the job because they're not, and they want to employ someone who doesn't have another responsibility, and that shouldn't
yeah.
be the case, because you know full well you can do that job hands down. But is
Definitely,
there
I think-
something? Is that in the way? Is this?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I think women have to battle that whether you're pregnant or not
100%.
pregnant.
Yeah.
But my boss at the time when I worked at Apple, she was like, always take the crown. Even if you don't want it, if you get the offer, take the crown and then decide what you want to do with it. Because if you like turn it down
Straight away.
Yeah.
straight away, then you haven't stepped into that role and you could have crafted it. You could have like
Yeah.
changed it somehow when you're given the authority, not given, but you take
Yeah.
the authority. So I always remembered that. It was like, if ever anyone says, oh, I don't want to go for that role because I don't think it will balance, but whatever, I'm like, go for it, take
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
then try and craft it.
So you're telling me to turn up pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Basically, she's saying, Holly, take the motherfucking job. Basically, yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Basically.
It's just like completely reframing how not only how people look at pregnant women or how people look at mat leave, but how we look at ourselves and feel about ourselves
Yeah.
and what we're capable of, because we are so capable,
Yeah.
so much more mentally resilient
Yeah.
now. I've
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
kid
Exactly.
than before.
Exactly. You're just like, nothing phases you after a while. When you've dealt
No.
with like a million things before 7 a.m., you're just literally like,
yeah, true.
this is
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, this is easy. I'm
Yeah.
sitting at a desk doing some work.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, okay, birth.
Exactly.
That's it. I'm all
Yeah.
right with that.
You
knowing
gave-
that.
you gave
Like,
birth to a human from your vagina with no pain medication.
yeah, but I'm just like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Every now and
good.
again when I'm
I'm good.
crying, like you just say, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, do you know what? It's fine. Go birth.
Yeah, exactly.
Even that just sometimes helps.
That's in your locker. Exactly. Just
Yeah.
like remind
Yeah.
yourself of all those wins. Like giving birth is a massive win.
Yeah.
However it comes out, you grew bones. You grew a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like resting in that like strength.
Yeah.
And then going and doing something with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is terrifying. I can't take that away. Like stepping into something that's unknown
Yeah.
is horrendous.
It's
Yeah.
really hard.
For me, I feel like the money that I do have, whether it's money that's going to come in from a different project or the money that I've currently got, lots of it goes on the kids anyway, in different formats.
All of it.
But I want to know how to really manage my money so my money feels like my money and it's put in a good place.
That's a great question.
Rather than just solely the kids alone and what they need.
Yeah. First thing I would ask is kind of like what your how you grew up with money, like how does money, was what you do with your money like manifest based on like how you grew up with it?
Yeah, I think it's so interesting that you asked that, because I was thinking about it randomly the other day actually as well, and about how lots of the things that are happening in my life are reflective of the things that I saw when I was little in terms of like my parents and their relationship with money and how it looked like. And like we were always taught, like my dad was he's from Nigeria, so he came and he was a really hard worker, and that's how you got money. You work hard and then you earn, and then he would have he would also like invest his money in different houses, and we would rent. But then my mum, the whole thing with my mum was, she was never really, even though she was working 2 jobs, she was never doing enough and wasn't bringing in enough money.
Was that was that terminology that you heard?
Terminology
was
very much like used.
Yeah.
And we were like, she would be like asking him for money.
Yeah,
And
likewise
he would
with
be
my
like,
parents.
you can't, like, you're asking me again. And I think that resonates. It's the same thing actually that you were saying in terms of like, that resonates of asking somebody else for something is like shameful.
Yeah.
Like where I want to use the money that I've got and make it bigger, make it better, make it just as much.
Yeah.
There's like an agency piece of like, this is mine and I'm going to grow it. I don't need to have it from someone else.
Yeah.
But like when you have a family, you're a team. Like you need to like play off one another, but making sure that you do have something that is yours is really important, just for that sense of identity. Because if the income does disappear for a while, you need something that's yours to decide what to do with. You don't want to be like saying, oh, can I have a bit more in the house account, or da-da-da-da. It's like, just put, if you can, there's like cash coming into yours, or whatever money you do have, I would say learn, like I'm very much in this camp of learn how to invest with small amounts, so like £5, because £5 over 5 years, it's not going to build a massive pot, it's going to do more for your confidence around volatility. So like whatever you decide to invest that money in, learn it on a really small scale, because over the time that the money's lower coming in, you've built your confidence, and when the money does come back, you're really confident what to do with it. Like I have an ISA, but I don't have money coming into my ISA. Rich had earnings that I put into my ISA to do the ISA allowance with.
Right.
Whereas I invest that money now. So we have a game where it's like, oh, who's higher this month? And I'm like, me. But it's really nice, even if it's not your money that's come in, like it's money that's put into our pot and it's for our family, but I'm deciding what to do with it. And that builds your confidence, and it has that agency and independence. If it is completely gone, well, I mean, one thing, if you're on one end of the spectrum, the horrible end of the spectrum, money is another form of abuse. If people don't have access to it, then it's a way of controlling someone. So there has to be a way that you have to maintain control yourself over it, and just build it up over time.
I like that idea of small amounts actually, because we're often thinking, how do I get more? I need more money. I need so much money for like retirement and all this sort of, like actually just starting with a small amount and figuring out how to manage that.
It's such a good way of thinking
accessible.
about it.
Definitely put money away. I've got the most smallest box I got from Amazon that has like 5, 10, 15, 20 on it, and you just put in a £5, a tenner,
love that,
like by week, and you just mark off how much you've put. You can't take it out of the pot. You just keep building it, and at the end you get like 10 grand.
Whoa,
it's a great little pot.
Where is
at the end, it's not so easy, doesn't it?
And Keisha's address is just something I think would be worthwhile touching on, like jumping on your question, is say for, well, all 4 of us now that we're not in corporate settings, money for ourselves, like how can we best manage pensions and things like that, considering they're not attached to companies that we're attached to because we're all contractors or freelancers now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
With pensions, they're like these like unsexy beast things that's like, no, pensions are cool, pensions investing.
Pensions are cool.
It's like,
Pensions are cool. We need that on a t-shirt. Pensions are cool.
that's like the like you're a stockbroker. If you have a pension, you have your own stockbroking account. You can decide what to do with it. You either give that decision to somebody else who tells you how to invest it, or you can take control of it. I wouldn't advise you doing it straight away, but the more you can interact with it, the better. With pensions, if you have had a job, you can consolidate them. Say if you've had like 4 jobs over the last like 15 years, my first bit of advice would find all those pensions. If you don't know where they are, you can like go onto HMRC and find a pension searching service that's free. So find where all they are and pull them together, because the less admin you have to do on all of those, the better. And then that pot's bigger, so compounding over time is better for that altogether. So get it all together, know where it is, decide what you kind of want to do with it. And one thing that I have done with the mob, so Georgie, my business partner in it, she hasn't worked for like 9 years. So she's had a real gap because her firstborn son has a rare genetic condition and he also has autism. So she had to come out of work to learn what his sort of future was going to be. But that also means that she's had this massive gap. And so what we're doing with our business is this profit first approach. So like whatever money comes in, we put a tiny percentage immediately into our pension before we've spent anything on the business. Because however long this business goes, we need to prioritize our future and she needs to pay in. So it's like these little habits that you can do first when you're starting a business or freelance, whatever it is. Do pay yourself first, pay your future self first. Don't put like marketing ahead of you. Do like a small percentage into yours, because as your business grows, that percentage grows and you like catapult back up the ladder. But if you don't prioritize it, it's always the last thing, because there's always something else to spend your money on with business, isn't there? That's like, I've got to do this to acquire this customer or invest in the product and da-da-da-da. Whereas if you make that rule straight out the traps, it means that you're prioritizing yourself first, like your future self first. So find your pensions, put them all together and prioritize if you can. Even if it's £2.50, it's still something. And that grows over the long term.
And it's a habit, right?
Exactly.
Just putting something away every month, even if it's a small amount in time. That amount might fluctuate and it gets bigger, or it might get smaller again, but at least there's a habit there.
It's that thing where if you turn it off and you're in the dark with it for ages, say if it's 8 years down the line when you're then earning again, you're like, oh God, it's too scary. So it takes you even longer. It takes you even longer.
And it's easy to put it in the back of the mind because we feel so young, but we're all getting old and 40, like, you know, like we've got like 23 years before we can retire.
When I was like 35, I think I had 40 grand in a pension, where I was like, that's bollocks. Like, but then statistically, women are retiring with around 80 grand compared to men, which is like double that.
Which isn't going to get you very far.
Yeah, exactly. So then I just went ham on learning what to do. So I found an old pension that like bolstered my pension pot. I then started investing, like play investing in 2020. I got rid of my debt because I had 10 grand on 4 credit cards and I was like, I cannot go into motherhood with that. Started playing investing, and now I've got a pot of 125 grand, and that's all been since motherhood, because I'm just like, I have to make it a priority.
That is amazing.
My salary dropped 90% when I became a mum because I started a business. So it doesn't mean that stuff's not coming. Yes, I'm fortunate because we've had a bit of extra cash from Rich's job, which meant I could put that into my investment pot. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't start. Like, just because you haven't got stuff coming in doesn't mean you can't do it with like small, tiny amounts.
A conversation that exists in our house a lot is about growing generational wealth for the kids. And I kind of wanted to know, how do you teach kids about money management? What's the best way to kind of do it? Because now my 8-year-old is, and I don't want to just teach them to put money in a money box, which is what they're doing currently, but that's not the best way to teach them how to do it.
And I feel like we weren't a generation who were actually taught about money the way that
and there isn't
young
a
people
generation
are
that's
now.
taught about money. They don't learn it in school. They don't.
Well, they are going to be doing it
Well, they
from, I think
are,
it's 2028 now that it's going to start. Yeah.
Well, it only took them how many years? 2028.
Jesus.
I'm like, there's still mortgages,
Can't you
there's still all these
just press a button
things.
now?
Yeah.
So what you were saying earlier about your parents like speaking about money in that way, we learn money habits when we're around 7 apparently. So your daughter's like spot on. Is it your daughter's son? Sorry, and they're like soaking up what is going on around them. So the more you talk about it, the more you get stuff out between you and your partner, the more they're going to learn from it.
Yeah.
So by you just even raising it, it's brilliant. Like you want to talk about things. Like if you've got a bit of money that's like, oh, what are we going to do? Let's have a look at the budget, say. And they just hear that you're actually having a budget or something like that. It's going to imprint a lot more on them than like sending them to an hour-long webinar. Do you guys have any like stuff from childhood that you remember about money that kind of has formed what you do?
Maybe like from my mum, she's like very resilient and like definitely a grafter, like single mum, and just always had a job. My mum was never out of work, probably for, all the reasons we can all think of. But I just, with money, she would always, I never had to really ask, it was there. But when I did get to an age of like wanting to buy things for myself, like, oh, I want to buy these new 110s, mum. She was like, they're £110. How are you going to get that money? And I was always a bit like, I don't really get that. So she'd always like give me, yeah, I know. She was like, because I'm not going to buy them. So how are you going to make that money? Oh, and I would always be like, I'm not sure. Like, what can I do? And she's like, well, you can do these chores. You can maybe look at these jobs that you can ask the neighbour, sort of things. And back in those days, I'd like go around to my neighbours and like wash the car for a fiver or something.
Yeah.
Like I've always had to do something for the money, even if it was £2. My dad was a little bit more relaxed. It would always be like, you can just have it. So I definitely had two sides of the coin where I was used to like having what I wanted with my dad, but my mum would always be like, no, it doesn't come easy, which was quite good. And it's kind of how I am now a little bit. There's days when I'm like, I don't give a shit. And then there's other days where I'm like, no, because I've got to address that. That needs to be addressed. Like I have to do it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I mean, it's not quite balanced. I'd probably say I'm a bit more like my dad.
Yeah.
But it's there. I'm always like...
Well, it's emotional as well, isn't it? Like
definitely.
with money, like you want to spend money to lift you if you're having a hard time or something like that. Like it's there and it does do that job. But it's when does it become not the right thing to do at that time? Do you know what I mean? And I think with kids, like you want to tool your kids up to be able to build their own wealth. Like if anything, the kids that have everything given to them, like I went to every school under the sun. I did state school, private school, state school, grammar school. And like, I've seen the exposure of like both ends of that. And the kids that had everything, unless their parents were so clear on like, you have to build a life, like you have to give value to people in different ways, they were wayward. Like, it's like, we want to give our kids everything, but you've got to give them the structure to do it themselves.
Yeah.
So by us talking about money, by your parents saying, you've got to work for it, you've got to go out there. Like the words I use all the time with my son, like he's really into cars. He's 3.5. So we'll go down the road and he goes, Tesla, I want a Tesla. And I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like, so how are you going to get a Tesla? And he goes, solve people's problems. That's what I do. Yeah, 'cause I'm just
That's
like, you've got to
cute.
think about what problems they have, and then if you solve them, they'll give you money. So I'm trying to like program in like that to think about what can he see.
That's great.
I'd love to give him a load of cash, but and we do have like children's ISAs that like grandparents put money into and stuff like that, which is great. And then I invest them so that when they're 18, they can have that, and it's like but I want to then talk about it with them. So Rich's dad he was in banking. His mum was at home all the time. And his dad, and he's got 2 older siblings, and they used to sit round the dinner table on a Sunday and get the paper and pick stocks. And his dad would put some money aside. And then like in a month's time, they would say who's done better. So he'd like gamed it. And it's like little games like that you can do are what give your kids generational wealth, because they will have assets. You know, when we pop our clogs or whatever happens, when we gift them stuff, that's what we're here to do. We want to give them the life that maybe we didn't have, or it's better than what we did. But at the same time, if you tool them up with how to grow that, and how to do it themselves and how to earn more and how to help people and build businesses or build careers, they're going to be much wealthier than like we ever were, kind of thing. Yeah.
I hope so.
I love that.
That's a nice thought, isn't it?
I love that. I love the fact that it's all about the relationship that you have with it. It's all emotional. It's all what you do with it. It's about the relationship that you have with yourself. It's about a previous historic relationship, and it's about how you teach somebody about the relationship that you have with money, because money is a manifestation basically of how you feel. How you feel.
100%.
Money makes you more of who you are. Do you know what I mean? If you're a dick, and I know quite a lot of them in politics, you get like money makes you a complete dick. Yeah.
Of course.
Whereas if you're a nice person, you're caring. Like, what was it? Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, they've given away the most amount of money because they are wanting to help other people. If you have money, you do a lot to give it away and let other people have it.
And then you had Elon going, Billie Eilish is stupid.
And he's been paid $1 trillion or whatever. I'm like, what are you doing with it, mate? Who needs $1 trillion? Who needs that? No one.
I'll take it. But it's true. It's about it's just about the relationship that you have, and it's a manifestation. Down to a key. I think.
But you are a tool, as in like you are the tool. You are that golden tool, as in that parent. To pass that down. Because I'm just thinking of like my mum and dad. They're the only people that I had to go by and to learn from. So.
And they learn from your actions. Like, it's not what you say, it's what you do. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, they get it. Like, it's the same with, like, I sleep trained my son, and I was like, you just have to go in and say the same thing for 7 months, and then they sleep. And then they don't sleep. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do they?
But it is just consistency, and it's talking about it, getting it out there. Because otherwise they internalize and they make stuff up in their head that's like not what it is. Do you know what I mean?
I wanted to talk to you about the importance, you mentioned it before, like the importance of self, because I'm sort of coming out of mat leave, but a mat leave that's not paid for because I'm self-employed. So I'm really struggling at the moment to put myself first, but also managing a household with 2 self-employed people, and like putting myself in a situation where my job is just important as my partner's. But then in terms of, I suppose, on a normal day-to-day, like me saying that I'm going to do this and him saying he's going to do that, and then who takes the back seat? Should someone take the back seat? How does it work? Like, I'm really struggling with that at the minute because we're both pretty busy, and we've got help, which is great, as in from the grandparents and stuff.
Amazing,
but it still feels very much like I'm playing the support role for him, and I'm not. I don't feel like I'm able to like go back to work fully,
get chunky with it,
and get chunky with it. Like feel like I can express myself.
And before you had kids, was it relatively like?
Oh, it was easy. Just like And now I'm at a point where like it's gonna come a point where I'm gonna be back into work full time, but without feeling guilty about asking for that time. We do share a calendar now, and even when I put things in the calendar, I'm still saying, "Is that okay?" He just puts them in.
Don't remove that. Is that
he just
okay?
puts that in. But I'm always like, "Is it going to be okay for you to do that, to look after him?" And he always says, "You don't need to ask." I know that as an internal dialogue for myself. I suppose it's, I don't know.
Starting is always the hardest. It's like if you go for a run, just putting on your shoes is the hardest bit, isn't it? It's like, oh God, I've got to get out the door. But like just starting and doing it once is always the worst bit. But then you'll build momentum and keep going. One thing that I found pretty powerful recently was actually writing down like what my version of success is in motherhood. So like you're so on social media being like, she's doing this, they're doing this, they're doing this. But I'm like, I haven't just said what I feel successful doing. Like, because I'm not earning a load of money at the moment. We are building the business. So I am pulling from like our house accounts at the moment. And I have this horrible, like, unsettling feeling of like, am I allowed to spend that? But it's me, it's not him, as you say. It's like we do that to ourselves. But just writing down things like my version of success is this.
What is your version of success?
Number one is working out a lot. Because like that makes me feel so much better. So like if I work out in my day, I feel like I've had a really good day. Like anything can hit me. So like I got to the point with working over the last time that I would literally, as soon as I'd drop the kids at nursery, I'd run home, close the doors and just be like, trying to use every minute of the day to like get so much done and talk to people and I was like, I can't do this, it's just awful. So I wouldn't give myself like permission to eat, take a break, go for a walk, work out. I was like, this is crap, like this isn't successful, like I'm in charge, why am I like not doing this? So I just sat down and I was like, my version of success is and it was like working out, being flexible for the kids to like when they're ill, because I remember when I was little, like if I was ill and I wanted time off from school or whatever, mum couldn't be there to look after us because she was working. And all you want at that time is your mum to give you a hug. Now, I'm not saying that you should feel guilty if you can't do that. And there's going to be times that I can't do that. So I have to tag Rich in. But I'm trying to do this to have flexibility around that. And I just keep thinking about this much longer timeline. So if you were starting a business without kids, or if you were going back into work and you didn't have kids, say you'd had like a year off for a sabbatical or whatever, you can do everything. You can work every hour under the sun. That's up to you. But it's like, what is that your version of success? Or can you be okay with it going a little bit slower for 5 years? Because they disappear. When they're like 15, they don't want to hang out with us.
I know.
So I'm like,
what does the other side look like?
I feel like we always fall to default, right? Like, when we're organising something, we feel, if they can't do it, then it's up to us to organise the childcare so that we can do it. Whereas actually, if you're first in the diary, mate, you organise the childcare because I was first in the diary.
It's true. I feel like it might be left like that. If I did that, then it would be on the day and then it would be like, oh God, well, what's happened? I thought you did it. So there is that as well I'm always worried about.
So there's a really good book called Fair Play. Have you heard of it?
No.
So it's this woman who basically, it's like these cards that you divvy up the responsibilities. And if you have like the food card, you're not allowed to ask your partner about what they want for dinner.
This is perfect.
Yeah. I'm like, you have to do everything. So if they've got the washing card, they don't like that, like the washing needs to get done. You've got it. And if it's not, buck stops
don't
with
ask me
them.
about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do it.
Right.
So it's like, if you can divvy up tasks in some way that is like, well, that's your end-to-end responsibility, then that means that because the other thing is men sometimes get praised for taking the kids to the park. I'm like, oh, you're such a good dad. I'm like,
just do it anyway.
Just do it. Yeah. But that's like the execution. Whereas mums do the ideation, the planning, the coordination, the packed lunch, and the execution. So what you need to do is outsource all of those things for certain things to the dad, because then that frees up your time to actually completely unselfishly go and do the things that you want to do, because you don't have to think about the other stuff.
It's just hard not to feel bad, isn't it? Like you're letting the child, like, I don't know. It's hard not to feel controlling about it.
I'm sure at some point I'll let go of the feeling bad and it will just happen.
Yeah, it does.
But I feel like I would just like to have that time
does.
like you spoke about, in terms of just like that working out. I mean, I've spoken about it quite a few times, Tim, and just said, like, just even having like 20 minutes in the morning, because that's the best time for me. Mornings, I get the most done. To have 20 minutes exercise, I feel like I'm firing all cylinders. Like I've done something for myself. Even if I get to read for half an hour, that makes me feel so much better. Like that is probably how I would value success, like having that time and then going to do what I love for like an hour or 2 hours, completely DJing or in the evening, or do my voiceovers, but without anyone there for those couple of hours. So it's just managing that time.
And just like say, look, can we try this for a month and just see what happens? Like Rich and I we're starting to do it a bit more, but like we take it in turns in doing the morning shifts, because he has to be out the door at like 8:30 and then I take them to nursery. But if Sevi's up at 5, he's off with Sevi. Like I'm not doing anything. And then if Vespa's up a bit later, I'll take her because I feed her at the moment. But once that's gone, we take it in turns, so that whatever you want to do with the morning, you go do it. Like there's no, you don't have to do permission or anything. It's just tagging in and out. Because otherwise it's so easy to step in.
We have this thing in our house that's called Not My Remit.
So
I'll ask Piers to do something. He's like, that is not my remit. And I'm like, okay, I'll take tick that, and then
Right.
he'll ask me to do. I'm like, that is not
Yeah,
my remit.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
a you job.
I'm gonna take
My
that
mate,
one.
my mate. I saw my mate doing it with her husband, and she was like, "Your baby," and
Yeah.
she just like basically like tagged him, and then he did it to her later on in the day because it's like if you're not clear on who's doing what, then you're just kind of both doing a shit job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like divide, and that's management 101.
Yeah.
It's like don't
Understand your
like
role.
step in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ownership, accountability, responsibility.
Yeah. So we have
Give
that
it
for the
to him.
household stuff, which is perfect. Because I'll sometimes look at the bins and go, yeah, no, that's not my remit. And he does that and doesn't even think about it. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll just walk and look and he's just straight in.
Yeah,
And then there's other
yeah.
things in the house that I just do and he's just doesn't do.
Yeah.
And that part works so well. So we just need to just like let, sort of get it sorted for little man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what we're really good at is ruminating on things in our head, and I find myself doing that a lot, and I'm
man.
getting the rage blackouts at
The
times.
resentment, the rage resentment.
Rage blackout.
Yeah.
Keisha and I were sending a voice note yesterday, and I was like, you know that feeling where you look at them and you're cutting down and you think, I could actually stab you. And Keisha sent me things. She's like, if you see a black woman getting arrested and clap himself, it's me. That's so true. It's just like
internally screaming like,
Yeah. But
like,
you've got to talk to them about
Yeah.
it,
Of
but
course,
it's
yeah.
finding the right time. Because
Yeah.
like my default is bark, so I'm
Yeah.
like, that's fucking, and
Yeah.
he's like, why do you have to go full throttle? Like, you
Yeah.
could have just said it.
You could
And I
have
was
just said
like,
it.
Because
you don't
for a week.
exactly.
Because I want you to just do it, but
Yeah.
some that they won't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just you do need
'Cause
to
they
have
don't
that
see it.
conversation.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
they
fine.
physically
And
don't
also
do it,
yeah.
we're 10 as
Yeah,
mums.
exactly.
So like they're just like they're living with they're remembering this mum
Yeah,
and
exactly.
sorry, the person before, and now you're up there and it's
Yeah.
like, wow, you just
Yeah.
need to chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But for us, it's
like,
like it's very normal.
Yeah.
Like we're just getting it done.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I would love to sit here and chat with you all day. Who
Did
knew
you just
talking
burp
about
while closing?
She's pregnant. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
It's just a little goal. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
been
this
very
conversation.
Where
I've
can
loved
people
it.
find resources about the mob?
Yes, super. So Mums Who Build, all one word, is our website.com. We have 4 cohorts across London. We've got Notting Hill, Walthamstow, which is our home, Stoke Newington and Crouch End, and we're going to go nationwide.
Coming to South
When you say
London.
cohort, what do you mean by that?
So we have like in-person meetups that happen in
that's amazing.
That is amazing.
parts. And we've got it's been a bit of a tester. Like, does it work? Kind of, can we start franchising this?
Yeah.
What's the value that people want to do here? And so our ambition is to go nationwide. So we have one in every postcode, and
Yeah.
it's a meetup. You go along. It's a place to like meet people. What we were saying earlier about NCT, but like, if you want to build a business, if you want to start a new career, if you want to pivot, or if you need some help with kiddo, like we've got it going on.
I love
Great.
it.
I've got a great idea for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you after.
Okay,
I've got a really good idea.
We are going to have these videos up on our YouTube, so please subscribe to Not Safe for Kids Pod.
And maybe like a link would be really good of where the places are.
Yeah.
We'll link everything.
Yeah.
We'll link everything in the resources in the show notes.
Yeah.
Just to say, if anyone is outside of London or anywhere else, we do have a massive online community. We're on Slack and WhatsApp. There's loads of
Nice.
people talking in there. We're relaunching in January the much bigger offering, and it's going to go bonkers.
Women,
Okay.
mums need this.
100%.
We need to be
Yeah.
empowered.
Amen.
Yeah, I needed to hear
Amen.
that this morning.
Yeah, I
actually.
needed
So,
to hear that this
yeah.
morning.
Amen.
We all needed to hear that.
Babe, you are
Amen.
so
Thank
powerful.
you.
It's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.